for February 7th. As we embark upon this week, I want to leave you with kind of 10 minutes of empowerment, something that will boost your week to kind of get you going to experience this week to be the best way that you can. I would be remiss, though, if I didn't tell you who Elder Pride was right at the top of our program. Elder Pride is a focused ministry from the Centers of Spiritual Living. We're based in Oakland, California, and we'd love to have you visit www.elderprideforme, that's the number 4, elderprideforme.org, to learn a little bit more about us. So if you'd be willing to do that, we'd love to hear from you, because we know that everything at Elder Pride is about connection. So in SageTalk, I want to share some slides with you and, really kind of talk through what is my message for this week. The SageTalk was designed to be like a TED Talk, to kind of just be that little boost of energy to get you going, and to also let you know that you matter, that we see you. We're here for the LGBTQ plus community. So we want you to feel seen, to feel loved, to feel known. And part of what I'm going to talk about today is responding to some of the messages that I've received from you all on social media. You've mentioned it to me that perhaps you have stepped away from religion in your life. And we get it, because we're going to talk today about the difference between religion and spirituality. So welcome to SageTalk. Now, I'm going to go to the next slide here. And, I want you to know that we have a mission, a vision, a purpose statement, and our intention around our legacy. But if I wanted to just sum it up in one phrase so that you would really know who we are, I want you to know that we affirm and live by the 4 agreements. We are impeccable with our word. We do not take anything personally. We do not make assumptions, and we do the very best that we can, always. Those are Don Miguel Ruiz's 4 agreements. And if you add that 5th agreement, which is to be discerning and to listen, you're well equipped to age forward with grace and ease, no matter what age you are. So at Elder Pride, our commitment, our philosophy around communicating with one another, being together, is to honor the 4 agreements, and from time to time, we remember that 5th agreement, to be discerning. And to be discerning is critical for days like today, when I ask you to take a look at, doing something a little differently. So, think about what you believe right now about religion and about spirituality. Oftentimes we grew up in, a very defined religious practice. It might have been the same religious practice as our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our parents, and when we became of a certain age, and especially when we became aware of our sexuality and how we wanted to express our love in the world, we may have made the decision to abandon our upbringing religious practice because it no longer served us. In fact, it wasn't even safe for many of us. One of the things that I want to encourage you today is to let go of religion and bring in spirituality to your life. Now, I'm really kind of talking to the newbies out here that this whole idea of being, we say on our website in several places, we encourage the spiritually engaged person to come and join us. And it's like, Reverend Jack, what does that even mean to be spiritually engaged? Well, what I want to invite you to see, to be spiritually engaged means that you believe that there's something more than you that you're connected with. It's as simple as that. And we believe at Elder Pride, as we do in our national organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living, that there are many paths to one universal God. But today in particular, I want to empower you to create your own unique expression of what that is. To be empowered to design your own spiritual path. Take from what has brought you joy. Many times I hear people say that just listening to music is a spiritual practice for them. And that's great. If that's what it works for you, start there. But then take a look at meditation. Take a look at affirmative prayer. And when I say affirmative prayer is affirming how you want it to be. And when I say you want it to be, we teach that you and God are one, or you and Spirit are one, or you and the universe are one. So align yourself through prayer to know what Spirit wants for you and affirm it as if it's already done. That is your prayer. I am fearless. I am abundant. I know and accept that prosperity means to me that I am able to do whatever I want, whenever I want. And so it is, amen. It's kind of a way of doing an affirmative prayer where you're saying it as if it's already so. It's not a victim prayer. It's not a prayer that says you're powerless and please God intercede on my behalf. What we were really asking Spirit to do is to point us in the right direction, to show us where we need to be going, to do what it is that we need to do. So I'm going to encourage you to really think about what empowers me. And the word practice scares a lot of people. Well, what I want you to know is you're aware of many practices in your life. Your personal hygiene. You get up every morning, you take a shower, you make your bed, you wash the dishes, you take care of your car, you take care of your home. Those are practices that you have adopted that support your value system. I'm inviting you to make your spiritual practice the same way. It does not have to look like anybody else's spiritual practice, and that's the freedom. But do something. Do something. It might start with just sitting down and being quiet. It might start with listening to the same piece of music every day. It might start with journaling in your journal about whatever it is that you're feeling right now. You know, another friend of mine says, let's not waste a good pandemic. So as we are moving through this pandemic right now and we have a lot more time with ourselves, I'm going to encourage you to take this time and work on defining your own spiritual practice. Come up with however you want it to be. Don't worry about it. You know, and the other thing that I'm going to invite you to remember is do not compare your practice to anyone else's. You may have a dear friend that absolutely are set in their spiritual practice and their life is working for them. And they encourage you, come along, do this thing with me. Go see, go check it out, go see if that works for you. But if it doesn't, thank them for showing it to you and step away. Or maybe there's one element that you like about it. Maybe it's something that that's a new experience and you're going to adopt it. You know, one of my friends told me recently that they have loved and started to go outside every morning for their morning prayer so that they can make a connection with nature. And now that they've done that for 21 days, they have established a new practice. So that's your boost for this week. Create your own spiritual practice and be loyal to it. I have just a couple more slides for you that I want to share, you know, as our time together comes to an end. But what I hope is that there is anything today that resonated with you, that touched your heart or made a difference to you, or quite frankly, if you were one of those great people that can multitask and listen to this message and go check out our website at elderprideforme.org, you may have been inspired by something that you see there. If so, I'm going to ask that you invest in the work that we're doing. Elder Pride came together to serve our elder LGBT plus or LGBTQ plus community. To be there so that folks in the later years of their life still feel connected, still feel empowered, still feel a part of a community that can advocate, that can be together and celebrate one another. So that's what Elder Pride is about. Remember, love is love is love is love. And we would love for you to invest in our work here in Elder Pride. So please, please do so. And it's easy. All you have to do is dial 1-800-510-6353 and text the word GIVE. The first time you do it, you'll set up your information, your contact information. You'll make your donation. But then anytime going forward, simply by dialing that number, your information is saved and you can make a donation anytime. If you'd love to make a donation in another way, go to our website at elderprideforme.org and click on that donate button and you'll be connected right to our link to make an online donation there. Also on our website, it shows you how to mail in a donation if that was better for you. So we're going to go one more slide here. And I want to say, just as we complete today, let's connect. Visit us at elderprideforme.org. Or if you're on Facebook or Twitter, we're at elderprideforme. You'll be able to connect with our larger community, share where you are, who you are, and what it is that you look forward to in this time of life. Thank you for being a part of this community today. Thank you for joining us for SageTalk at Elder Pride. I'm Reverend Jack Elliott. Now, go have a blessed week. You got this. We'll see you next time.